Hey guys, I am PJ with the High Mountain Homestead, and today I am talking all about hair sheep, the benefits of hair sheep. So, did you know that registrations of hair sheep are on the rise? They've actually close to doubled in the past decade, which is very, very cool. Most people, when they think of sheep, at least non-sheep people, are probably thinking of wool sheep. But today I want to talk about why I think the future of sheep is in hair sheep, all the benefits of hair sheep. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad to have you. We talk about better soil, better plants, and better animals, but today I'm specifically talking about the benefits of hair sheep. So there are basically two main breeds of hair sheep and a dozen other sub-breeds. The two biggest are going to be Dorper, which is what I got back here. Don't they look so good? And Katahdins. That's another fun fact about hair sheep. No one can say Katahdin. I can't say that right. Nobody can. Katahdin. No one can say it right. But those are going to be your main two. Some other notable hair sheep are St. Croix, again, if I'm saying that right, and Barbados Blackbelly. Am I saying that one right? You can tell I really mostly know about Dorper, but I read a lot about these other hair sheep. And I think that there's so much good to be said of hair sheep. Look how happy they are right here, just chomping on this grass. That's one of the benefits of them, is they're so good at turning grass and even roughage into meat. Which gets me to the first point. Hair sheep are prolific meat producers. They are the meat producer sheep, and for a lot of reasons. One, I just mentioned, they love turning grass into muscle. And so I just had my first lamb crop sent to freezer camp, which is my kind way of saying they were processed. And I was paid such a big compliment by our local butcher. He was saying, he said, look, I mostly do small animals, like a hog is the biggest thing I do. Or actually he does elk, but he doesn't do cows. So what I'm saying is he does a lot of lambs and a lot of goats. And he was telling me, he's like, what did you feed these? Like, tell me everything you did, because the marbling of these sheep were just incredible, and the leanness and the color of the fat, it was just beautiful. And I just said, here's the secret: I let them eat grass, and when I don't have grass, I give them hay. Not that hard, right? Dorper are known for that, but really that's a benefit of hair sheep overall, right? I mean, hair sheep are known to be able to produce good carcass yields and just absolutely delicious tasting lamb. So if you've got a friend, we've all got this one friend that's like, oh, I don't like lamb. Let them know that that's okay. One day they'll learn. But hair sheep are definitely something that they ought to try, and here's why. Look at this girl right here. She's not very puffy, is she? That's because that's what the difference between a hair sheep and a wool sheep is. They're not producing really much wool. So hair sheep produce hair, right? So why does that actually matter? It matters because the flavor that lamb haters, express, they say, oh, it's greasy or it's gamey or whatever. You don't get that with hair sheep, and that's because they're not producing the lanolin oil that starts in the muscle and gets excreted out into the skin and eventually the fleece and the wool to keep it soft. So what keeps their wool soft for a wool sheep actually makes the meat taste a little greasy or a little gamey. These guys don't have that. Oh my gosh, Dorper and hair sheep in general, I mean, it's an overused word, but I mean, it's just succulent, well-marbled, beautiful color meat. It's unreal. So number one benefit, meat all the way around. Better carcass yield, better tasting lamb, healthier lamb, because there's another benefit that I haven't gotten to yet. They don't need as hot a feed as wool sheep do. So they can put on a tremendous amount of weight with just grass and hay if you don't have grass. But these hair sheep, they don't need to be on a dry lot. They don't need grain. They don't need corn. No sheep needs corn, by the way. Okay, let's settle down with that and set that straight. Especially not as a staple in their diet. But as to finish these, to grow these sheep, you don't need to give them as hot a feed like that. They can do great on roughage, grass, and hay. And that is so awesome because it gives you a healthier product in the end. It gives you higher omega-3 fatty acids, and I've got separate videos on that. But if you don't, I mean, that is the reason I got into sheep in the first place, is the health benefits. But omega-3 fatty acids, more of those in your diet will help fight free radicals, which cause more rapid aging, body deterioration, and cancer. Eat lamb, especially hair sheep, fight cancer. I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me on that. Another great benefit of hair sheep that everyone loves to talk about, higher production rate. So it is not uncommon to get 150 to 200% fertility rate out of these girls. That's always a great thing. More babies, more meat, more money, if you have the land for it, of course. Year-round lambing. Again, another benefit that a lot of people shout out is that for every 2 years with hair sheep, you can get 3 harvests, three lambing periods. We don't actually do that here. I have been told, I haven't found it firsthand yet, but I have been told that it can reduce the fertility rate. So I just quoted 150 to 200% fertility. It might decrease that. I'm not a high production facility. I'm on 1.25 acres here. I've got 5 ewes. I'm probably going to go down to 4 ewes next year. I just don't need multiple lambing seasons a year. I'm fine. But if you have a bigger production, that makes a lot of difference. All right, another common benefit for hair sheep. Everyone talks about it. Heat tolerant and insect tolerant. They are not insect resilient. I said insect. Parasite tolerant. They are not parasite resistant, resilient. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is they can pick up worms. They can pick up bugs. Okay, but to put it in perspective, I've had them virtually on grass. A lot of times wet grass, even like this was just watered because my property is so small. But they're fine. They're fine. I've never had to apply a dewormer to them. So parasite tolerance, super helpful. Another thing that's great about hair sheep, they actually don't need their tails docked. However, I do. A lot of people with hair sheep don't. I think they look better, and I think that there's some level of functionality to it. But ultimately, mine are full-blood Dorper with registered full-blood Dorper, and so it's just better for show purposes. But again, if you've got a large herd, especially a commercial herd, not having to dock tails is great. And also, if you have a separate place to separate the rams, if you're not docking tails, you probably don't even need to castrate anyway. So that is a really good benefit if you run a herd larger than mine. I tried having an intact male on our homestead, and they're aggressive. He's gone now. He has a whole herd of his own, and now I get a ram for a month each year to come here. So 11 months out of the year, I don't have to worry about getting knocked over. It's great. It's great. And last but not least, you probably guessed it, they are self-shearing, which is awesome. So a really good example is this girl right here. This is Diana. You can see this like shawl right here that she's got. She's kind of skittish, but you can see right there. It looks so easy to pull off, right? It's not. I'm sorry, Diana, that I've tried that before. It'll come off when it comes off. You can tell, actually, this is a great spot to see it. Right here, along that fence, you can see where they rub off their hair. So they're self-shearing. We had a hot summer here in Utah. Multiple days in a row, over 100 degrees. And so I really would have liked to have taken shears and just sheared off that top right there. I think it would have made them a lot more comfortable. But I've got trees. So I get a lot of shade here too. So I don't feel too bad about it. But I think it does make them more comfortable if you shear it off, if you have multiple days in the upper 90s and hundreds. Okay, I know that I'm biased, but there are so many benefits to hair sheep. I truly believe that they are the sheep of the future. I think that, well, I don't think this. I know this. I've read a lot of studies about people that have these, 1,000 head flock of wool sheep, and the wool business is kind of dying, which is a bummer. Like, I'm not dumping on wool sheep. I think wool sheep are cool, but I think the future is in these hair sheep. And so I think I keep saying the thing. I've read studies and firsthand accounts of people that, you know, they take a full-blooded Dorper and they selectively breed it back to the flock. So within, you know, 4 or 5 years, they've got a lot more hair sheep in their flock. There's a big benefit to that, a huge benefit to that. Better meat, better resilience on a lot of things. Just the sheep of the future, hair sheep. Okay, hey, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it on YouTube. That actually does a lot to help make sure more videos that I do about sheep show up in your feed. I talk a lot about sheep on this channel, so if that's up your alley, consider subscribing also. I'd love to see you again on another video. And if I do, I'll catch you on another one. Thanks for stopping by this time.